So you don't have a lot of fat and you want to focus on building muscle. Let's talk about how we can do that. By the way, you can have some fat and still do this because the really cool thing about building muscle is that it also helps you burn fat. So we can actually gain muscle in two different ways here. We can eat at maintenance, which means just eating at a point where we're not gaining or losing weight. And especially for a beginner in the gym, you can definitely gain muscle during this time. Or we can go into a muscle gain phase. We actually eat in a surplus. We'll actually build more muscle. We'll build a little bit of fat, but we'll gain more muscle faster. Both of those approaches work. It just depends what you want to do right now. At the minimum, I would focus on at least eating at maintenance. So first, we got to make sure we are eating enough protein, and I would focus on eating at least at your goal body weight. So if you're currently lean, I would probably just eat what your body weight is at. So if you're at like 130 pounds or 120 pounds, I would eat that same amount in grams. Of course, we got to make sure we're eating lots of nutrient-dense foods and also carbs. If you are very active and getting like 7,000 to 10,000 steps daily, also working out a few days a week, you're probably going to need more carbs than you think. Majority of the ladies I coach who lift weights and are focusing on building muscle are eating somewhere between 175 to like 250, 260 carbs daily. Now, if you're eating pretty far from that, you're going to need to gradually increase over time. If you have zero idea of how much you should be eating, you can use a TDE calculator, which is a good start. Again, that's not going to be the best way to figure out how much you need to eat because you do have to take into account what your history looks like, what your current goal is, and how much you're currently eating. Because honestly, a lot of ladies that come to me are not eating nearly enough to where they actually need to be. Training-wise, this really depends on how many times you're training a week. If at most you can work out 3 times a week, I would do 3 full body days. If you're super new to exercise, I would just stick with 3, but you do not need to do more than 5 for sure. I have tons of tips on how to build a workout program and workout tips in my workout tips folder, so make sure to look at that too. So make sure you're eating enough protein around goal body weight, lots of carbs, and get a general idea of how much you should be eating. Also, make sure to lift weights. Let me know if this helps or you have any other questions.